Bloomberg.
2, 1, off blast.
Live, bitches. Are we good? Are we doing it live?
Yeah, we're doing it live.
Doing it live. All right.
Doing it live.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss strategy games. We strategize on how to not go to prison for manslaughter. And as usual, we end up just blaming the black guy. With me this week is the soot-covered ashtray.
No, it's still February.
His strategy is usually just deny, 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 which, unfortunately, because he's white, works.
Mm-hmm. It's like always having $5 in your pocket.
Exactly. Next to him is the all-seeing Oracle. Oracle's strategy for life is to live right on the edge of both good and bad person. You know, like, for instance, he won't actively kick a baby if it's crying, but he's not against slapping the shit out of the mom for being a cunt.
Hey, you gotta draw your line somewhere.
Right. We've also got a fluffy teddy bear. Teddy's like a stable genius when it comes to strategy about everything. He's just a straight up calculating motherfucker. Except when it comes to wall color. I mean, you could have picked a lighter color so we could see you. But...
Well, it's my room, so fuck you. And I didn't think about that when
Maybe that was your strategy. Maybe that was. Right. Last and least, I'm the mystic. My strategy is and always will be go fuck yourself. And this is the Red Eye Report.
Kabam.
All right. Start this shit off quick. Strategy games. Do you like strategy games? Let's go around.
What kind of question is that?
First off, let's define a strategy game.
Okay.
Well,
define
either
it.
You do or you don't. I mean, do you like playing strategy games or don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I did like when I was younger. I find that I don't have the patience and time. So the strategy games that I would play would be real-time strategy games like Age of Empires or Command and Conquer. Played a lot of that. And I just, the way that I play games now, I can't put in, or I don't have the patience to put in the time. Or
think because we're older, or do you think we're getting spoiled?
You play Papers, Please. You have the patience to put in time.
Yeah, that's true. You're playing that flag game.
Okay,
that flag game's a strategy game, is it not?
It is not.
It is not. That game is not a strategy game.
That's right.
It is very intense.
Let's have Mystic define it then.
Is a game, a video or board game in which players' uncoerced and often autonomous decision-making skills have a high significance in determining the outcome. Almost all strategy games require internal decision, freestyle thinking, and typically very high situational awareness. That game is definitely a strategy game. It is not all strategy, but it has strategic elements.
Yeah.
Because Teddy was telling me that if you don't hold the kid's hand, he starts crying, which draws in more fucking bad things, right? Well, that's a strategy. Right? You have to walk a line. How strategic do you want to be about how many fucking enemies come in? All games have a strategic element to them.
Yeah, but all games have a strategic element. That doesn't mean they're all strategy games.
No, you're right. They're not. These are. I'm talking specifically about
video game strategy
games that are designed to be a strategic thing. And I wasn't really thinking.
Okay,
so the term strategy comes usually from Greek, meaning generalship. So it differs from tactics. Tactics are stuff that you use in the game. They're a strategic element, which is, I guess, is what I'm getting at with that video game. It has tactics that you have to use, which is a strategic element. Mm-hmm. So the strategy is the whole overall scheme of the game. So turn-based strategy games, they say that it started with chess. Some people say chess. Some people say Go, which is the Chinese
version of chess, pretty much.
You guys ever seen what Go is?
I've seen it, but I'm not sure if I've ever played it.
I've never played it.
I've never played it. That shit's hard to understand. I've tried to
it's super simple, which is the fucking funniest part. It's just a stone that has white side and a black side, and just a board, and the object is to have more of that board at the end of the game than the other person. to control more of it. It's an imperial game, is what they say.
Is it like Mancala or whatever?
No, hold on. Before
we
even get there, let's just we're
okay.
Getting before that. I want to talk
getting
about
into the weeds.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get into some weed.
They say actually, Mancala is one of the oldest ones. So they say the history of turn-based strategy games go back to times of ancient civilizations like Rome, Greece, and Egypt, and India 5,000 years ago, where the Mancala was one of the games that were played. So Mancala, have you ever played it? I've never played it.
No.
I've never played it, no.
No.
My wife has. It's like got the little stones that you fall. I guess it is a strategy game, really, if you think about it.
Is it kind of like Othello?
No, not really.
Well, see, that's the thing. I played Othello, and it seems like it's similar, but I guess I haven't watched. You flip people's colors if you surround them, right?
This woman in this Go video looks insane.
That's Go. We're talking about Mancala.
Oh,
Mancala. That's the one with the little divots in the rocks and whatnot.
Yes, the little rocks. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
So they say chess is it actually is believed to originated. I thought it was in Russia, in India, around the 6th century.
Yeah, brown people made it up.
The game spread to the West by trade, but chess gained social status and preeminence more strongly than many other games. Chess became a game of skill and tactics, often forcing the players to think 2 or 3 moves ahead of their opponent just to keep up. The game also became accepted by many as a proxy for intelligence. People who became grandmasters were considered smart. The game portrays foot soldiers, blah, blah, blah. So we all know the movements of the pieces. But that's one thing that I wanted to discuss.
Does being good at a game make you smart?
Well, does being good at a strategy game make you smart? Because I fucking suck ass at real-time strategic video games.
Yeah.
But I'm good at chess. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it really has a bearing on your intelligence. Maybe how quickly you can think in situations is more accurate, but not intelligence. I mean, it's just learning the game.
Well,
right. Yeah. It's just like with anything else. The more you do something, the more you make your mind work at something, the better you get at reading a chessboard and seeing everything and stuff like that.
Like I haven't played chess in years. I
think it could be related to practice, and not just
right.
Some people
it's different types of intelligence too. Like maybe with chess, you are thinking about like a long-term game, but or a long-term strategy. But like what you were saying, Mystic, you suck at like real-time stuff. That's like having to formulate a strategy really quickly and kind of put something together, very fast. So
and that I can't do.
Those are two different things.
But I also didn't grow up playing them. That's what I'm saying. I never played like Final Fantasy and shit like that, like turn-based strategy games and shit. So would that have prepared me to think quickly like that? You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I played a lot of turn-based strategy games.
Well, the thing is,
but I got into real-time strategy games probably like 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago with Hamez and them. They started playing because I never got into Command and Conquer and stuff like that. But I did start playing Halo Wars, which is like the first real-time strategy game I played.
Yeah.
The turn-based stuff, you kind of have time because people don't attack or everything else, so you make a decision. And things like that. So you can actually leave it there if you wanted to choose what you want to do and then unpause it and everything else. It should be fine. But when it comes to when I started playing Halo Wars and stuff like that, like having to build a base, maintain that base, build an army, keep an eye on your economy, stuff like that. Like that actually got me kind of excited because there's a lot of times we lost because we overextended we were building more than our economy could keep up with. So then you go to build some shit and like, oh my god, I only got 10 troops left and I don't have any money.
Right.
It helped.
But that's all part of the strategy. See, that's the weird part. To me, there's almost a luck element to some certain games. Like I've heard people say that Magic, and even this one article that I was looking, they said that Magic: The Gathering was the second hardest game to master. No, it's fucking not. There's such a large luck element to that game that it's it's just stupid to fucking even place that in the same category as something else.
You also never played it in real life. You only played it on a video game.
Yeah.
So when you're buying, like I have thousands, because on the video on the when you go on and playing real people, so on the video game, they kind of let you know how your deck is built and everything else. And they tell you, like, you have this many cards, you have this many mana cards. You might want to add some more mana cards or take some out, things like that.
So it's way more complicated with the regular decks, is what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, because you have to read through. I mean, yeah, you have to. It's building your deck. I mean, it's the same as on the Xbox, but it does seem a lot easier to do it on the Xbox because they give you hints and stuff. Like they let you know that according to rules, you can't have this many certain cards, whatever, yada yada.
I tried playing that.
I've got thousands of fucking Magic cards. It's a fun game.
I tried playing that shit. I was just like, fuck this. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, it's actually pretty on Xbox. It's actually pretty cool.
Dude, I tried it. It's just not for me.
Like if you think about it, poker is a strategy game, but there's an enormous luck componment to that.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with poker being a strategy game. I don't understand what people say.
It's definitely strategic.
I get, but my thing is, like, people are saying
the strategy is the overall play. It's not necessarily each hand. It's how you play them so that your opponents think that you're playing them. That's the strategy behind it. So strategic video games. Let's start there. Like you said, you don't play too much of them, but the origin of strategy video games is rooted in traditional tabletop strategy games like chess and go. So war gaming, it's basically one side versus the other. So the first console strategy game was a Risk-like game called Invasion, released in 1972 for the Magnavox Odyssey.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Strategic simulations. Computer Bismarck was released in 1980, was the first historical computer war game. Companies such as SSI, Avalon Hill, Micropose, and Strategic Studies Group released many strategy titles throughout the 1980s, and I've never heard of any of them.
Because we were poor.
So, 1989.
Fuck you, man, I had Atari 2600 and 7800. Eat a dick.
So,
all right, you weren't poor.
1989's Herzog's Way, I think I'm saying that right, ZWEI, is often considered the first real-time strategy game. Although real-time strategy elements can be found in several earlier games, such as Dan Bunton's Citron Masters and Don Daglow's Utopia in 1982, Koji Sumi's... Dude, I've never heard of any of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Have you read it?
Should have pre-read it.
No, but I do understand why a lot of them are Japanese, because the Japanese love strategy, and I don't know if you ever watch any anime, but they love forming strategies and stuff like that. And they're also famous for their RPGs, which is pretty much turn-based strategy games. So
they're also into tentacle porn.
Not every Japanese person is into tentacle porn. That is an ugly myth that has been spread about white people to take over Japan. Okay.
Oh no, they're definitely into tentacle porn. Dude. Don't give me that shit.
Oh, so if you guys are watching the feed here, I've got this is Herzog's Way.
Yep, I see that.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that looks pretty legit, I guess.
I mean, that's pretty much what all strategy games are. You start off with a base. You have to go out and explore, get supplies, build more bases. The only thing that sucks is the gamers nowadays, they do what's called rushes, to where they'll build a shit ton of the weakest thing and just rush your base with them in like 2 minutes.
As soon as they can.
As soon as they can, and then you're like, hey man, I thought we had like a 20-minute grace period to get our shit together.
Well, yeah, I like to, and that's the thing too. Personally, in real time strategy games, I like to do the base building. Fucking barriers and big fucking turrets. Like, give me some time to set up a real camp and then bring it on.
That's a waste of money.
Well, what are you mining all that money for, anyways?
Okay, so let's start with that's the video game aspect. You guys ever play Risk, the board game?
I have never played Risk a day in my life.
Yeah.
I used to love that game.
We used to get Mitch so pissed off because we would cheat and make deals and totally fuck him over. Oh yeah, he would get so mad. There were times where he would just dump the board. He would be so pissed off.
You do like secret deals, or it's like
we were fucking with him so bad and making all these alliances.
Really? That's funny. That's great. Anyway, so
that game
I guess the grandma and the grandpa of strategy board games are Go and chess that we've already discussed, kind of. So Go was invented. Actually, it was invented way before chess in China, more than 2,500 years ago. Is believed to be the oldest board game continuously played to the present day.
Damn. Even beating out tic-tac-toe?
Say over 46 million people play it worldwide. A majority are in Asia, obviously. So the playing pieces are called stones. It's a 19 by 19 square board, I guess. And the stones are on the intersections. And the point of it is to gain more territory than your opponent at the end of the game. It's super simple. Those are the only rules.
How do you gain territory, though?
That's what I don't understand.
Okay. Well, that would be key to fulfilling.
I even watched a whole goddamn documentary on it.
What? Really? You still couldn't understand it?
Dead fucking serious. I don't get if it's the outside or the inside of where. So, like, if you look at that board, do you guys have this Wikipedia thing open?
I don't. I have a video playing on the feed here.
Hold on, I'll bring it.
I guess it doesn't really matter, but like I don't understand what territory you have, like when you block your opponent out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that I just don't get. To me, chess is so much simpler because there's 16 pieces on each side, and they all have a prescribed thing what they do.
But these are just white or black. How could there be? It's like
that's what I mean. I don't fucking understand how this worked. I'd have to have somebody like literally show me. I don't know if there's a YouTube video out there.
It's that truffle flutter.
I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah. If Hey Rock can learn how to make noodles, you can learn how to play Go.
Yeah, I think that's what I've got here. They're teaching you the basics of it.
Okay.
Like,
so a basic principle of Go is that a group of stones must have at least one liberty to remain on the board. A liberty is an open point. It's an intersection bordering the group. An enclosed liberty or liberties is called an eye.
Okay.
Oh, there.
All right.
We have to surround them, it looks like.
Yeah, you got to surround them. If there are any open spots, you get to stay on the board, but if they surround you,
then yeah, you get to pull them out. Interesting. Now, why can't you do that? Oh, because it's already surrounded. I see.
It's got to fully encapsulate them. I think is what it is. It's like
so the game doesn't end until both players pass. So then the game is then ended and they score it by counting. The number of captured stones is subtracted from the number of controlled surrounded points in liberties or eyes. Okay, so whatever
so you basically
in the middle
play
of what
till you're like, all right, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Let's see who won.
If that dude has that surround, okay, I get it. So there's 4 there that he then controls. What the fuck? This is weird.
Yeah, well, so it sounds like you can play it until like you basically say uncle, like, all right, gotta go fucking bed. Let's see who won.
Shit.
Yeah, that's weird. Why?
Cool. I'm surprised you don't see it around more if it's like that old of a fucking game.
Well, we don't live in China either.
Yeah, old men would sit around and play this all the time.
Yep.
And people would watch them too. They'd sit around and watch them, and they'd fucking bet money.
Cool.
Now they're all
Sorry,
dead.
I'm just
go, motherfucker. What are we doing? Go.
Chill, man.
Ashtray is telling somebody to hurry up.
Anyway, so Go.
All right.
Now we're going to talk about chess.
Yay.
which is my favorite game.
Invented by brown people.
Other than
stolen by white people.
Don't you dare try to claim India. Okay.
I said brown people.
They're way whiter than.
I said brown people.
Anyway, chess is a
English
2-player strategy board game played on a checkered board with 64 squares arranged in an 8x8 grid. Derived from an Indian game called Chaturanga. I don't know if that's right to say that way. Sometime before the 7th century. So it's just a little newer.
Just a little bit.
Like 1,200 years newer than Go.
Right. Flashy graphics.
Right. So, yeah, there's 16 pieces on each side. King, a queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, and 8 pawns. Each piece has a way that they can move, a certain, prescribed pattern. And your opponent, or the object of the game is to capture your opponent's king. So, you guys play chess at all? Anybody?
Oh, I used to, but I haven't played it probably since high school.
I used to play a lot of chess. I do want to start getting back into it because I want to teach my son how to play.
Yeah, I think it's something you should. It's like, even if you're bad at it, you should know how to play it.
Yeah.
Right.
Some kind of mental awareness game or something that keeps your mind thinking and
like anyone who plays it semi-regularly could just wipe the floor with me, but I'll at least know how to fucking play the game and what you're doing against me and how I'm getting my ass kicked.
I always thought speed chess was badass.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the how does that work? Like technically, is there a time limit or something?
You have a time limit on the move.
Yeah.
What happens if you overlap the time?
Per move.
Oh, really?
It's per game. I mean, you could do it by move, but that's harder. You have a clock that's set. Say you want a 5-minute game. Each person has 5 minutes. So when you start, White's timer starts. As soon as you move, you hit the timer, and it goes to the other person. Their timer starts. So it's not a combined 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes aside.
Have
you
ever
if you run
seen
out of
that,
time, you lose.
Have you ever seen
you
that?
Lose the game or like
chess boxing?
Yep. Yeah, where they gotta fight for a round and then play a fucking game of chess.
Yeah.
Really? What?
We talked about that in some episode.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Chess boxing.
Yeah.
It's just actually, I mean, terrible for your head, but it's interesting concept to see how.
I guess to me, chess always seemed like, and I guess that was the point I was trying to make. Because every time I'm like, hey, I play chess. They're like, oh, you must be really smart. No, I'm not. I just it's a game, and I've always. It's
quit hating on my chess.
Well, the thing is that I think that the only time that we're really subjected to chess at all is when the greatest people fucking play it. Exactly, yeah. So to us, yeah.
Oh, it's Bobby Fischer. Where'd he go?
Geniuses. But they would be a genius at anything they did.
Right.
Not just chess, So the greatest of the greats, they have Gary Kasparov listed.
Oh, yeah, he was a doozy.
Because you know who he was.
So
he was a bad motherfucker, man. Let me tell you about him.
He was born in 1963. He started ruling the chess world at 22. In 1985, he became the undisputed world chess champion. He remained number 1 until his retirement in 2005. 20-year reign as the number 1.
Apparently, he saw something nobody else saw.
20-year reign.
Yeah, and he's not poor either.
Who knocked him off?
I think it was fucking Magnus Carlsen.
Magnus Carl.
Yeah. So this dude. So chess, just like Go, has a rating system. So it starts off at 1,000. That's what you're rated.
As far as you win, score,
you go up in points. If you lose, you go down in points. If you play ranked. So Magnus Carlsen, who's an idiot savant, basically. I watched a documentary about him. I was talking to Teddy about him earlier. He's a fucking has fucking what's that shit, autism or something. Asperger's, yeah. So when he was 13, he earned Grandmaster title.
Gross.
So that means his rating was over 2,800. Yeah. So just think of 1,000 is like where you start. Average players, I would say around 1,200.
How much do you? What's the point penalty or gain for winning and losing?
Depends on who you're playing. If you play someone that's rated 50 points higher than you, you gain more points if you beat them. They gain less points beating you because it's supposedly easier.
Who keeps track of this shit?
Yeah,
it's like you have to join the World Chess Federation or whatever.
Shit! What are those membership dues?
I think it's only like $85 a year or something. So, so he became.
What's your rating?
One player. Dude, shut up. Good God. Anyway, so we're talking about fucking Magnus Carlsen. So in 2014, he reached a peak of 2882, which is the highest rating in the history of chess. That's how good this dude is. He played 28 grandmasters at one time, sitting in the middle of the room with a blindfold on.
What?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. They had it in that documentary.
How the fuck is that even possible?
All of them, because his mind is a fucking computer.
Wow.
He remembers every fucking move these dudes make.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Bobby Fischer did the same thing, but I think he only played 19.
Jesus.
He did it at Yale.
Damn. And then they all came on a biscuit and he had to eat it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why he ran away.
Why do you always have to make shit weird, bro? We're having a nice
job,
conversation. And then you start talking about Jizzy.
Nice conversation about the idiot savant.
When we're wondering where the line's at, it's like, oh yeah, there's Oracle. He's going up and he's shitting on it.
Right.
Some comment.
So probably the most famous player is Bobby Fischer. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Searching for Bobby Fischer.
But I don't know anything about him.
So he won 8 U.S. chess championships, became the youngest grandmaster at age 15, and the youngest ever candidate for a world chess championship. In 1970, he won 20 consecutive matches. So it was 20 that he played.
Didn't he like freak out or something at a tournament or something? Or
yeah, he left. So in 1972, he defeated Boris Spassky in a very famous match. He actually won over $30 million.
Holy fuck!
In
Jesus.
1970,
who puts the money on, or where's the money come from?
Crazy Russian fucking rich fucks, dude.
Betting.
Wow.
Yeah, he played Spassky. Boris Spassky was the world champion at the time. He was like the fucking dude to beat.
Damn.
So yeah, and then he was basically in 1975. He was supposed to play him again, and then he just disappeared. Like nobody knows where he is.
Is he still gone?
Still alive?
Yeah, nobody. They still don't really know where Bobby Fischer is.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he showed up, right? Then he ended up leaving in the middle of the tournament or the thing, right? Because they played they're playing like 10 matches or 5 matches, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this super reliable article from China Daily
about where Bobby Fischer is.
Where Bobby Fischer is, and it says Bobby Fischer rails against U.S. and Israel.
Of course.
When was this?
This is 2005.
Oh.
But he looks like a straight up homeless dude.
Yeah, I think you're thinking about the Christian singer, Bobby Fischer.
They got a picture of him?
Really? This one says they don't know where the fuck he is.
Apparently he was arrested in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, any homeless guy could say, oh, I'm Bobby Fischer.
I'm fucking Bobby Fischer, man. Drink enough fucking antifreeze. You could be Bobby Fischer too.
So yeah, basically, dude, it's just fucking. To me, chess is. I guess I've never played Go. It seems like it's way more abstract than chess.
But also,
chess is very
how long did you play chess?
Huh?
How long have you been playing chess? When did you start playing? When did you start playing?
I was like 10.
Since then, and so you've been playing for 30 some years?
31 years, yeah.
Yeah, 31 years. I mean, you've trained your mind and eyes to see that shit. So it's
well, yeah, exactly. But Go seems it's more, and they even say it in this. It's a comparison of Go and chess from chess.org or some shit. How does Go compare to chess? Go is a board game like chess, but not one. The chess is hierarchical, where Go is empirical or imperial. So where you want to capture more territory. So like my mind doesn't think that way. My goal from learning how to play chess was to capture that one piece, no matter what. Yeah. The other pieces don't fucking matter. They're just tools to get to that one piece. Like with Go, it's the board.
Every piece is the same.
Right, yeah. And I just don't think that way. It's weird.
I wish I learned how to play chess before I learned how to play checkers.
Yeah.
Because that checkers mentality of jumping and taking as many pieces as you can. It when you see that same board with chess pieces and I know they all move differently and everything else, but it's you still have that. I'm like, there's no reason. I need to take that
motherfucker.
There's no reason I need to take his queen. And I just go put him in, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I should just fucking why waste a move doing that when they just get to the objectives. So
yeah. Word. Well, that was strategy games, man.
Yeah, so, right. Wasn't that a thriller?
It was, yeah. It's better than plumbing. Better than plumbing.
Plumbing was amazing. We'll need that episode in the post-apocalypse.
So we can remember how to reconstruct our plumbing.
We can remember how great plumbing was by a bunch of stoned and drunk idiots who are like making fun of me for picking the topic. Like, there's no real information in here at all.
Right? It's like locked away in some vault or some Fallout vault or something.
Or just, like if the libraries haven't all burned, people need to learn how to redo their, full-on plumbing.
I've seen the aqueducts. They should knock that shit down. It's old. It's not connected anymore. It looks like it's going to fall on a highway anytime.
You can't just knock that shit down. Who are you?
Somebody who doesn't want his tour bus to get crushed by fucking Roman rocks.
Tour bus?
You shouldn't be on that tour bus.
Tours? Yeah.
Yeah, we take tours. Where do you go?
Black people don't take tours.
Yeah, we do. You are when you are the white people.
That's true.
Anyway. All right. Now we're moving on to the wet sexy section of the show. Teddy, Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah, they have a Harley Quinn cartoon on the DC universe. It is very, very, very adult. Do not let kids watch this shit. It's very bloody. They cuss a lot. It's really, really funny. The chick who plays the white chick from Big Bang Theory, the blonde dumb chick. Well, I don't know her.
Kaylee Coco?
She's the voice of him. JB Smoove, he's a black comedian with a lisp. He's in it. It's a cool cartoon. You should check it out. I think
is it a cool cartoon?
It's a cool cartoon. It's super very adult.
Is that another fucking stupid streaming service that I have to pay for though? Because that's not happening.
I would wait. I thought the season was over. That's why we used her thing to get it. But it's yeah, I would wait for the season to be over and then use your 7-day trial to binge it, because you will binge it. I mean, the episode's only 20 minutes, 22 minutes, and like we watched the first 5, I think, sitting in bed on Saturday. So it's but it's real funny, and it's so yeah, check it out.
Word.
So it basically holds up to snuff and it follows the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it follows the comic because I haven't read any Harley Quinn comic books. Harley Quinn actually she didn't start out as a comic book character. She started out as she was in Batman the animated series as Joker's sidekick.
Right.
And then she ended up being so popular they started writing her into the comics.
Fucking loser.
Hey, sometimes you have to go around to get around.
Oracle, ring light.
Ring light. As you can tell from the beautiful orangish sheen coming from my forehead, I have purchased a ring light, a 10-inch ring light that goes around my camera and everything. It's fucking
so
nice.
It's like facing your basically it's like light straight on from your camera's point of view.
Straight on from my camera point of view. And it has like a dimmer switch on it, and I can change the
show us, dim it for us.
Well, I can change the color of it, so there's
it's even better.
And then I can dim it down. We can
dim it
down now.
Oh, there we go.
Or I can brighten it up. It's pretty nice. $25
they use on our cameras at work.
$25, eh?
Yeah, $25. Pretty fucking nice.
Is it all just a little remote control?
It's just right in the line. It's a USB, and then the controls right in the line.
Oh,
for the USB, and then for me, because I have like a teleprompter box around my camera, so I've got it like around that, and it fits perfectly. But it's got like tripod mounts and everything if you want to.
Nice. Yeah, teleprompter box on your.
Fucking A, man.
Damn.
Not fucking around.
So how does the teleprompter box work? Is it just an LCD screen or what? No,
you use a cell phone and an app, and it does it backwards on the app. And what a teleprompter is glass that reflects the words, so you see the words straight on, but the camera doesn't see it. So you're looking directly at the camera as you're looking at the words.
I see. So you actually are looking through the teleprompter.
Yes, you're looking through the glass.
Okay. I always thought the teleprompter was right above it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Or you see, like, when they do cue cards.
Used to be.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Fuck yourself, San Diego.
Cool.
There you go. $25.
Word.
Amazon.
Okay. So
share that
Oracle.
link. Yeah.
You don't need any more light on your head, bro.
Anyway.
You don't need any more light on your face.
Oracle.
You're good.
What?
Can you start that my Kirby Enthusiasm YouTube thing?
Bring up the link.
Yeah, let me.
So this is like some stupid CNN thing about it.
Just give me a second here.
Put on the hold music.
All right, we're in.
We're in. You're out.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Oh, I still don't see anything.
Takes a second for it to catch up with the stream, bro. Come on.
I know. We're stream through stream. Time gets warped.
You should be able to see it.
It just came up.
Yeah, it just came up. Mystic, you there?
I think he died. He was so bored of his own topic.
I thought.
Yeah, but his fucking controller died.
Go get them batteries, baby.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right. My battery went dead. I had to like completely change the motherfucker.
Fix that shit.
Jesus
just get a
Christ.
battery pack for the back of it.
I do have battery packs that went dead. I had to put the other one in. Get the fuck out. God damn.
Keep the shit.
Anyway, so we playing that thing?
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. It was really funny without you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen it. So that's cool. So anyway, Trump tweeted this like it's a good thing. And he said, tough guys for Trump. And I'm sure you guys have seen the video.
Yeah.
The dude getting pissed off at Larry, fucking cutting him off and then putting the MAGA hat on. So Larry, this whole season, I guess, on Curb Your Enthusiasm, has a whole MAGA thing going on where he like has this hat just fucking like so he can use it in situations like this and shit. And Trump thought that this was like praising him.
So it's just like I'm an idiot. Like idiot get out of jail free card or what?
No, I think it's more or that or like I don't want to mess with a Trump supporter. Oh.
Well, no, it's just that people will they find out you're a Trump supporter because people, I guess, want to be on his side. They all kind of like. There's another scene where the guy gets into the booth because he wasn't listening to Larry, and he put a hat on and he gets in. Gets back in the booth. It's like a stupid way of.
He's stereotyping the type of people.
The type of people.
Like that dude's a tattooed biker, fucking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you put the MAGA hat on to see if he'd be like, "Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Just watch out where you're going next time." Fucking deplorables. Anyway, Trump obviously didn't get the joke because he tweeted it out like it's a good thing. Next up, Ashtray, Rage Against the Mashizzle.
Rage Against the Mashizzle. They're on tour. There's tickets. Yeah, went on sale just today actually, and I ended up. So I wanted to go to the Chicago show. Just bringing the dates up here.
Have fun with that Ticketmaster service fee, bro.
Yeah, no, it was like fucking $17 or some stupid shit. The May 19th and 20th shows in Chicago, or could have tried to guilt Mystic into joining me. The Run the Jewels are not playing with them. So like they were extra dates thrown in there or something. But the next closest was Minneapolis. So I'm going on a Monday, May 11th.
How much were those tickets?
Let me see the receipt here. The ticket base price was $145.
Damn.
General admission. Oof. Yeah. I haven't been to a concert in a while though.
Seriously?
Fucking hey, man.
But your service fee was only $17.
I think.
Dude, when I buy 3 tickets to go see the Marvel show with my son and my girl, my service fee is like $100.
What the fuck?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's been like $100. It's yeah.
Dude.
That's why like you said $17, and I'm like, okay, how much are these tickets? And then
wait, no, okay. Oh, that's funny. They gave me the upright price. That's cool. So this is through Box Office AXS.
Oh fuck.
So it's actually $145. I thought the ticket price was $125. After service fee, facility fee, $145 is the final price. So I guess it was a little cheaper than I.
$20,
but still,
yeah, $20 is still.
I've seen. I've seen them twice, and it's like, I'll probably never. They probably won't get back together again after this.
Dude, 2 tickets to go see Paw Patrol live. One, I didn't get him quick enough, so we had to go sit in the way back balcony with all the poor black people, which I don't like doing.
Don't be so cruel.
And those tickets were still like $145 a piece.
What the fuck?
The ones on the floor and shit, those were like $300 or $400. And then you can pay.
People are like,
I think it's like $150 or $200, and you can go backstage and fucking.
You just save your fucking money and get a bigger TV and
kids
fucking watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it is totally to fuck parents over because everything being so every toy they're being sold is $35 to $50. It is it's crazy.
Holy shit, dude!
Wow,
we did it once. We're not.
Well, that's wow. I do remember them selling because I think I went to a Sesame Street thing when I was a little kid. It was like a live performance, and they sold toys and shit there too. Fucking marketing. But anyways, yeah.
Word.
I've seen them twice already, and it's like when you see them live, they're so fucking solid. You know, I don't know if you've seen those. They have actual couple DVDs that they've released of all their old live concert footage. It's just their live recording.
I wouldn't pay $145 to see Tool.
Fuck no.
You would or wouldn't?
You wouldn't.
Would not. I wouldn't pay $145 to see anybody.
In fact. Yeah. That kind of pisses me off because.
But I'm seeing Run the Jewels as well.
It seems almost backwards. I don't know. Rage Against the Machine is supposed to be about fucking.
Yeah, give it away for.
But the only way you go on a tour is you have to get with the machine. I mean, that's why they broke.
$145. Tool tickets weren't even that much. Guarantee you, a Tool show costs more to put on.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm just saying.
Are they at least good seats, or are you far back and shit?
General admission, man. I'm getting right down there in the pit. What do you fucking think?
Well, you got to get there early to get down to the pit. General admission.
Yeah, you got to get down. Exactly.
Get there early at the Target Center.
Right? I ain't gonna show up fucking late and have to get some
your ashtray. Yes,
popcorn
the
for my
fuck
kid.
you will.
I was one time at right after 9/11. I was at some big concert thing at I think it was the Target Center in Minneapolis, and there was a guy out there who was just kind of like this dork jackass looking dude.
And it was ashtray.
Yeah, and he had this fucking recorder. He had like some sort of recording equipment with him, and he was just like in people's faces and shit, and he was pissing me off, and I yell out, I'm like, he's got a bomb. All of a sudden, fucking like just the crowd just starts tearing this guy apart with his fucking equipment. He's just getting tossed around. His fucking recorder's just like fucking destroyed.
Wow.
What was he doing with it?
He was just being a dweeb.
He was just recording like sounds like you do. Isn't that what you do? You go around with a quarter, you dumb. So you
fuck.
You did this to a stranger? That's so funny.
You guys just gonna reminisce here? Sure.
You don't find that hilarious, Mister? Come on.
Hey, I was like 19. Come on.
Okay, this is a while ago.
Yes.
That explains it totally. I do that shit too when I was 19.
No, you do that shit now, bro.
Right after 9/11 too. Fuck that motherfucker.
Did you flee the scene?
No, I was like in the middle of this fucking tumultuous pit that was eating him alive.
Did you cause a race riot?
Sorry.
Oh man.
All right.
Good
Moving
times.
All right, moving on to the fuck did you think section of the show. I'm going to talk about media bias at all levels, like how CNN and
they all pander to.
They're all fake news. No, I'm kidding. I'm talking about even at local levels. So here's the deal. On Tuesday. Like I said before, we had to drop stabbings because we didn't have enough airtime because 2 people got run over by cars. One of them was homeless. One of them was a professor at Marquette. Guess which one we're still talking about?
The professor at Marquette.
Uh-huh. Even though it was almost identical situations.
Mm-hmm.
A car.
Now the stabbings, did they just have to get aired on the next, the morning show or whatever? Or?
Yeah, they saw airtime in the morning.
Yeah. So it's like, as far as time goes, it's like we got all these fucking murders. We got to save some for the morning.
If it bleeds, it leads. You know what I mean?
We got leftover murders for the morning.
But I'm just saying, like the story list today, when I was looking at it, because I look at my emails on my days off too, because I'm dumb. But it we were still talking about the fucking professor and this tragedy. You know?
Well, he was a professor.
What's up with people getting hit by cars?
Why is his life worth more than a homeless man?
Because a homeless man didn't have a very good resume. That's what it comes down to.
That's what I'm saying. Media bias.
Yeah.
Right? Like this homeless guy.
Maybe
what can we
it was
talk about
fucking Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer.
Exactly. Bobby Fischer just got run over by a fucking Honda Civic in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and nobody wants to talk about this shit.
Because the fucking Israelis.
Because then people would be like, that's not Bobby Fischer. And it's like, we got to do a DNA check. And it would become this big, like, is it really Bobby Fischer? And it's like, no, it's actually just some homeless guy that like, Bobby Fischer killed to throw you off his trail. No,
I don't even think that we would have Bobby Fischer's DNA. He disappeared in 1972.
Oh, I bet they got DNA.
You think?
Oh, are we back to the lizard people fucking killing Kobe Bryant?
Are all chess champions? Did they take all their DNA? Did they lip swab?
Maybe left over some old clothes. Or, they can do a DNA match with his family.
I suppose.
DNA.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Ashtray, Bloomberg will look like
claiming some
Hirohito.
homeless guy is Bobby Fischer on the news. Yeah, no, my fuck what you think is the idea that if Bloomberg were to be the nominee, if you've seen what he looks like with real other people, like how small he is.
Oh, really? Is he?
He's like 5'5" or some shit.
And he's like got a little bird frame. Like he is, like almost like Prince. When you find out how small.
So he's
Prince
smaller
was.
than Bernie. I thought Bernie was pretty small too.
I think he's smaller than Bernie, but the thing is to see, Trump go up against Bloomberg. He's gonna look like Hirohito. When he had to take that photo with McCarthy right after the end of World War II. Mm-hmm. And it kind of basically, it was also like one of the first times the Japanese people got to see what the emperor looked like.
Right.
And have him standing right next to big fucking tall General MacArthur. Like,
he's just a wee man.
It kind of like deflated the whole, he's just going to look so small. It's
what's Japanese for we're fucked?
Yeah, right. Oh my God, there's a picture.
Yeah, it's not like a good look, right?
Yeah, I heard like Trump started saying that he was asked that Bloomberg was going to ask for a box to stand on at the fucking thing. That's how I found out he was short. Like apparently Trump or somebody started some shit that he was going to ask for a box at the debate to stand on.
Dude, have you seen what Trump's youngest son looks like, Barron?
Mm-mm.
He's a fucking mongoloid.
Yeah, like what?
He's a kid. Here. Leave him alone.
No, he's like 17. Dude's a fucking mongoloid. Look at him. He's
probably getting pretty tall now.
What?
He's taller than Trump. Trump's like 6'1". He's like 6'2".
He's taller than Trump now?
Yeah, he's like 6'2". He's a fucking. Look at him. I just put a picture up in the Facebook thing. He's a fucking mongoloid. Look at he's like walking next to him and shit.
Hey Ma, you shouldn't be watching this.
You're putting it up on the feed.
Yeah, your mom is watching this.
Yeah, it said my mom just said, dude. I'm like, yeah. Hi Ma, how you doing?
Get out of here, Teddy's mom. No,
you should not be here.
Are you sharing that photo on the feed?
Yeah. I got it up.
Damn, I didn't realize.
He does not look like a mongoloid.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking
mongoloid. Mystic must be an asshole. He does not look like a mongoloid. You just
look at him.
No, he looks like a fucking kid.
And I think that's Melania's son, right?
He just looks kind of dopey.
Mongoloid kid.
That's a fun word. Sorry, Mongoloids. Sorry, Mongols.
That picture at the top right looks like
he's like still hunched over and shit. He's like.
Yeah, because you had the best posture at 17.
No, my looks don't.
Yeah, no, his legs are long.
I can
look
make
at those.
fun of this little fucker.
Yeah, he's tall. Tall people have long legs.
Yeah, but look how skinny they are.
Teddy, he
looks like a weird walker there. Go back to that. His lanky ass legs. He does.
He looks like
a weirdo.
He's about to answer a door for the Addams Family and shit. Like.
Right? Or like that girl who crawls out of the TVs in The Ring.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's a fucking Japanese fucking spirit, but he's Mongoloidian, that's for sure. Anyway, Teddy, dumb fucking Tennesseans. Speaking of Mongoloids.
Oh my fucking God. So
oh man.
There is a joint resolution they introduced into the fucking House. The Senate concurs with it. And it's to recognize CNN and the Washington Post as fake news. The reason for it, they say, is because the Washington Post ran a story or an article or something that said that it pretty much insinuated that Trump people. It said Trump was a cult and not a. It said they were a cult and everything else, and so the Republicans were saying that they undermined. They were undermining
because of some editorials in these different news outlets.
So yeah, it said it was generalized and everything else.
Editorial.
And so that's what it is. And my thing is, it's there's, like Mystic said earlier, there's a lot more shit they could be doing than wasting people's time and money. Fucking, hey, we want to call this fake news.
I think it sounds like they slipped it into a bigger bill. It's like, oh, they just added one of the, because that's what they do.
It's not a bill. It's a
something they
resolution. Yeah.
Yeah, as a resolution is like one of those things that you can tack into a bigger bill.
It was probably some tag along thing to the budget or some shit.
Yeah. They do it all the time.
Some crazy fucker from like Lynchburg.
Nope. You know Jonesboro, Tennessee. The guy
Jonesboro, yeah.
Jonesboro.
Yeah.
That's all fake news. Maybell and Uncle Stevie down at the fucking store want it called fake news, so I got to put it in there.
Wow.
I just learned that Paris, Tennessee has a fake Eiffel Tower. I was like, you fucking retards.
The joint resolution introduced in the State House with the Senate reportedly concurring says that CNN and the Washington Post are condemned, quote, for denigrating our citizens and implying that they are weak-minded followers instead of people exercising their rights that our veterans paid for with their blood.
Wow. Oh my God. They put veterans in there even, huh?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Pander.
Fuck you, assholes.
Support the troops.
I mean, there's a lot more stuff they can be doing. You got a homeless. I mean, every place is getting a homeless problem.
Did you see that video that fucking Trump tweeted out?
No.
That they changed. They made it so it looks like Nancy Pelosi is ripping up Trump's speech after every time that he introduces one of the service members that he introduced.
Oh, they just
State
cut
of the
that.
Union. Yeah, they cut to that different angles of her fucking ripping that speech up. And made it look like she did it 6 different times or whatever.
That's clever.
And then Twitter and Facebook refused to take it down.
Wow.
When they started posting it. That's propaganda. That is the definition of propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Anyway. All right. Oracle, jury duty.
Jury duty. I had jury duty this week.
How would that jury duty?
It was kind of interesting because this was in the Providence Superior Court. So it was a much bigger operation. I had one in Wisconsin, in Jackson County, which is fucking bumfuck Egypt.
That's Black River Falls, isn't it?
Yeah, there isn't fucking dick out there. It's just a drunk driving case. They're like, hey, you want to be on the jury? Okay.
Yeah, right. Otherwise, just be at home masturbating.
They're like, hey, you want to be on the jury? Yep.
So it was kind of interesting, and I was put on a case. So I'm on this case, and we met on Monday and Wednesday, and actually this ties into our sports betting episode that Mystic had a few weeks ago because it had to do with sports betting in the state of Rhode Island. A cashier there was a video of her receiving a $3,000 bet, a $100 bill dropped. Eventually, that $100 bill ended up in her tip jar. And the state of Rhode Island, so even though it was $100, the casino sent it off to the state police, and there we were in fucking court.
Wow.
Are you really?
Yeah. So they were doing this thing, and so I heard all the evidence, and the way that this works is they have 14 jurors, and then right before the jury, after you hear all the evidence and the jury's off to deliberate, they pick 12 names, and the remaining 2 are the alternates. They do not participate in the deliberations. Well, I was one of those alternates, me and this other guy. So I heard all the evidence, just like everybody else. And then we went off to the waiting room, and we were not allowed to talk about the case. So I'm sitting there reading my book, about 45 minutes. The sheriff comes and gets us. Sheriff's deputy comes and gets us. And we go and sit down in the courtroom, and they have the jury, and they're like, okay, did this woman steal this $100 from this guy, this specific guy that was involved with the case. And the jury ruled guilty. And I heard the guy next to me, the other alternate, he's like, huh. And so we go up to the room where the deliberations happen, and then they ask us, they're like, so what do you guys think? How would you have done this? And we both at the same time were like, we would have said not guilty, because we believe that she didn't steal it from that guy. She had worked 25 hours in the past 2 days, and she was fucking busy. And yes, she made a bad mistake, and she said she made a mistake. But do I think that she stole from this guy specifically? No, not. I don't think that was her intent. And the other guy said the same thing. And this lady just kind of jumps on me. She's just like, well, that doesn't matter. And then another woman's like, well, I teach my kids to do this, that, and that, and that. And this other guy was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm the same way. So I'm just like, well, okay, whatever. Yeah. It's a misdemeanor. It's not that big of a deal for this woman. It's whatever. It would have been a much bigger deal if we're talking like a murder case. So this is how it works. We go to leave, and you turn in your badge, and they give you paperwork to give your employer and everything. Another guy comes up to me who is in the jury, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? I felt the same way that you guys felt." And I'm just like,
"They all voted guilty?"
Yeah, I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So wait, were you the ones who don't vote, or
yeah, I didn't get to vote.
Because you're like what was the position you played?
We were the backups or the extras or whatever. So we heard all the same evidence that they did. We just weren't part of the deliberations.
Yeah.
And then one of the jurors that was part of it, who was just kind of like this fucking quiet ass dude, he's like, "Yeah, I felt the same way you guys did."
It's like, fucking speak up.
Why didn't you fucking vote that way then?
Right.
Well, and what was it? It was $100 bill, you said?
$100 bill.
And she was giving him change?
So he had handed over the money. It had dropped. The transaction had happened. She asked for another one. It didn't look like she noticed that had dropped right away. After he left, she noticed it.
So he paid her
$3,100.
Another $100 again.
Yeah, he paid her $3,100. And she said, "Yes, I made a fucking mistake." She admitted to making the mistake. Now, when they asked what the ruling was did she have the intent to steal from that guy? Now, mind you, they handle several $1 million a day at this fucking place. And I mean, Twin River Casino. I mean, we're talking billions and billions of dollars, and they take this woman to court. They couldn't have settled this internally to fucking just be like, "All right, pay us the $100 or whatever." But
I think they just want to make an example out of her or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
why did you let yourself get picked? Has anybody else done jury duty?
No, I was summoned to, and then at the last minute they're like, you know what, we don't think it would be proper to bring Ashtray in with all his creative genius, so they settled out of court at the last minute.
Sure, that's what it was.
Yeah. I was saying, why didn't get picked either? Because I was like,
you have to go, otherwise they'll fucking put you in jail.
Well, I don't want to be.
Just did it a couple weeks ago. She was on a domestic violence case.
You're good for 3 years after you're on.
No shit.
Yep.
I had a felony, so they don't pick me.
Damn, I need to get a felony.
Yeah, right.
That way I don't have to serve jury duty. So yeah, that's my thing. Don't total herd mentality.
Just don't get picked, bro. Like when I go in there, I tell them, "Hey, man, look, I don't want to be trapped in a room with 11 stupid white people and fucking
And if don't put me in the room with these crackers.
And if the brother's black, he getting off.
I can't play that fucking card, Teddy.
You can if you roll up in there like, what nigga we fucking putting in prison today?
Exactly.
What'd you say, sir? You heard me, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, you can go home.
And drop a J-Rock beat on him.
But done. First, before, oh my God, that'd be so classic. Because when you go in there, like when they select the jurors, you actually have to they give you a mic, and you have to tell the courtroom about yourself.
Yeah.
And about
Yeah,
so I
that's
could
right.
like
My wife
just
said
bust
you
out
had to
into
do
a
that, yeah.
fucking
and
rap. Just be like,
that's what you say.
Yeah.
You know, don't just say, but
let me just break it down.
Let's do the
My
fucking.
name is Jay Rock. Bust more
I don't want
rhymes
to
than a lazy
Don't put me in
Susan.
a room with 11 crazy
My
white people.
innocence
who have to-
my guilt is innocent until proven.
Sir, you're not on trial here.
Yeah.
actually-
What? Start doing that shit into the mic. Is this thing on? Check 1, 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Start
Anyway.
beatboxing on it.
Right? In all seriousnness, go fuck yourself, Marshfield, Wisconsin. That's our show. We're going to be here every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you
Or
join the
Wednesday.
conversation at the redeyereport.com or
Wednesdays.
facebook.com/
Yes, he has to work. Man.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
How do you forget every week?
Because I am an
Make sure you
alcoholic.
join the conversation at the redeyereport.com or facebook.com/ the Redeye Report. You can also twiddle us, but nobody gives a fuck. So like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Mystic.
I'm Oracle.
This is Forgetful Ashtray.
Yeah, and I'm Teddy.
And this is the Redeye Report.
Just call me Alzheimer Ashtray.
No, just call
that's
just
part
call
of what
you.
it is.
Yeah.
Where am I?